We continue. אמרנו כבר במבוא כי הדעת היא הכוח הגבוה ביותר בנשמתנו. Yeah, we have already established in the introduction that the da'at, yes, is a very powerful koach in our neshama. And we have established in last shiur, yes, how the neshama, the da'at, and the anava are all intertwined and interconnected.
Right.
הנשמה מקורה נעלם מנשימת פיו יתברך כדברי הנפש החיים. We know that the neshama comes from what? From the nishmat piv of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, from the breath of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, like the nefesh החיים breathes. ומה שהנשמה מקבלת ממקורה הנעלם נמצא בפנימיות הנשמה. And when the neshama is given from HaKadosh Baruch Hu to a man, right? It has in it a certain essence and a pnimiut, and that's the mekor of the da'at. Since we've explained, yes, that the da'at comes from the neshama, and we've explained, yes, that the anava is an expression of the da'at.
Yeah.
והנה מי לא יבין שהנשמה במקור שלה, בגובהי מרומים, היא נכנעת לפני בוראה. Right? And we said, and that's the proof that the neshama must be with anava, because if the neshama comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and the neshama knows its relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and knows that it is a creation from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then the neshama, when it is in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, is for sure filled with humility and emet, right? Knowing that's all there is. It's all emet. The neshama by default is all emet because the Alma de Shikra is this world. But before the neshama comes to the world, it's all emet, and in its relation with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it knows how insignificant it is. So that leads to what? וההכנעה זאת נכנסת לפנימיות הדעת בצורת הענווה. That's recognition of the הכנעה, of the הכנעה is the submission, כביכול, yes? The fact that you annul yourself in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, yes? Because any neshama knows that it is completely insignificant in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and it is inexistent, yes, without HaKadosh Baruch Hu's will. Therefore, in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, there can only be achna, there can only be submission. That submission translates itself in a behavior of an individual that is now murkav, yes, that is now built and wired with a body, with a nefesh, with a yetzer hara, through the concept of anava. So the root of the anava, the root of humility, comes from submission. And that submission is the recognition and the acknowledgement of our place in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The moment a person recognizes that this entire creation, it's all Hashem, and I am a nobody, I'm nothing without Hashem's will, yes? By default, now I am submissive to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if I am submissive to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and I understand that no matter what happens in this world, it's all under Hashem's control, then the next step is whatever happens, yes, in this world, I must be anav, because my interaction with creation, individuals, and any situation that I face, yes, is an interaction with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Like Rabbi Yerucham writes, yes, that Yaakov Ishtam Yoshev Ohalim. Why was he Yoshev Ohalim? הרי כל הקובע מקום לתפילה, כן? אלוהי אברהם ועזרו, כן? You have to have a קביעות of מקום. So why did Yaakov, when in different Ohalim, in plural. It should be Yoshev Ohel, in one Ohel. So Rabbi Yerucham, yes, Rashi asks the question. So Rashi answers, Yeshivat Shem En Ever. Yes, but Rabbi Yerucham learns a big lesson. Is that Yaakov Avinu, his yeshiva wasn't just inside the Ohel HaTorah. His yeshiva was everywhere he goes. So any situation that he is a Ohel HaTorah. It's an interaction. The power of Yaakov Avinu of being a Ishtam, okay? The power of the Ishtam of Yaakov and the Emet of Yaakov was that he had the ability to translate HaKadosh Baruch Hu's messages in every situation that he was in. So he understood what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from him. Ma Hashem shoel me'imach, right? This is the question everybody has to ask themselves.
Hashem shoel me'imach.
Well, how to translate his messages that when he speaks to me, how does he speak to me? Through nature, through circumstances. Then I can find out what he wants from me. So the outlook in such a way of life can only come from the recognition that I am the byproduct of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and therefore I must be submissive to Hashem. And if I'm not submissive to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then I live a lie. Yes, can a neshama in front of Hashem tell I deserve to live, or I live without you, or I don't need you? It's impossible. Yes. So therefore, any person that recognizes that he's an extension in the will of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and we all are the will of Hashem, which is super empowering when you think about it, yet it comes with acknowledgement that if that's the case, then everything in my life is HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and therefore I must be Anav, because I know where I belong. בזה נחזור למאמר המזל. Now let's go back to the Midrash about Moshe Rabbeinu עליו השלום, שלא נכנס למשכן עד שקרא לו הקדוש ברוך הוא. That did not enter the משכן until הקדוש ברוך הוא called him. Yes, like we said. קראנו להנהגה זאת עדינות הנפש. כן? רב בולבר says that behavior, he called it עדינות הנפש, a sensitive, a soft nefesh, a caring nefesh, attention. מעתה היינו מבינים כי זוהי הדעת שהיא למעלה מן השכל. Now, it is also clear that above the intellect, yes, above what is logical and what is expected, belongs this adinut nefesh, belongs this anava, like we explained. In order to have an anava, you have to have emunah, because like we said, if you don't have emunah, then you don't relate to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and if you don't relate to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, then there's no submission and there's no anava. So the anava comes from the submission, which is the recognition of my relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which is the emunah. So, and all this is above the sechel, because the emunah is what you don't understand. Yes? Yes?
Where's the word submission here?
I'm sorry?
Is the word submission?
Hachna'ah.
Right. In the second line, what is nun pei hei chet gedivrei?
Nefesh HaChaim.
Nefesh HaChaim, okay.
So מעתה הננו מבינים כי זוהי הדעת שהיא למעלה מן השכל. So the da'at is, that's the da'at that resides above, on top of the intellect, והיא הקרובה לבורא, הנשמה יותר מהשכל, לבורא הנשמה יותר מהשכל האנושי. So that emunah, that da'at, yes, is closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu than the intellect of man. וכמו שהדעת מחייבת ענווה, כך היא מחייבת עדינות. עדינות זאת, שלא להיכנס למשכן עד ויקרא אל משה.
Anava is the expression of da'at together with the adinut nefesh.
The adinut הנפש is the way you apply the da'at.
Yeah.
The da'at is a koach. That koach, you develop it, and you by recognizing that you are one with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and your relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The moment you recognize this, then you have da'at. How do you now express that da'at in your behavior? Through adinut, anefesh,
Right.
through sensitivity, through caring, through paying attention, without imposing, without overstepping. That adinut nefesh is what da'at is the expression of the neshama. For that reason, Moshe Rabbeinu himself, although logically he knew that he deserves to enter. Wait, I built the Mishkan. Hashem speaks to me every day. This Mishkan is for me to serve in it. Yes, he was also Kohen Gadol. Well, Melech Kohen Gadol. Yes. So what? Now I build it. I cannot go in, but that I can get in.
Right.
That's the sechel. What do you mean? I deserve. The sechel tells you it's binary. Yes, or you get or you don't get. Do you deserve or you don't deserve?
Right.
So if it's binary, if it's yes or a no, then the answer is yes. Yes. But the second you transcend that level and you elevate yourself to the hakara, to the recognition of what you are, who you are, and your relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, automatically everything turns around and flips.
Meaning it's not binary anymore.
It's not binary anymore. It's finished. Now it's all Retzon Hashem.
Yeah.
It's all Retzon Hashem. כן? עולם והפוך ראיתי, עליונים בתחתונים ותחתונים בעליונים. Yes? The world is upside down. You see the up down and the down up. That's exactly what we are saying here. We see that in this world, the what we think is a yes, in the עולם האמת, it's a no.
Yeah. Just learned that about Beit Din Shel Mala, Beit Din Shel Mata.
בדיוק. ואמרו חז"ל, בדיוק, זה אותו דבר. ואמרו חז"ל, כי תלמיד חכם שאין בו דעת, זאת של עדינות הנפש, והבנה, and doesn't have, so תלמיד חכם, now we're talking about the תלמיד חכם, like we said, of the level of the Tanaim. We're not talking about what we call a תלמיד חכם. Okay? This is the Tanaim talking. This is Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai talking. This is Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes talking. This is Rabbi Yehuda Bar Ilai talking. They say, if you have a Talmid Chacham, so you can imagine what type of Talmid Chacham that is, yes? She'en bo da'at, that doesn't have da'at. Nevela, a carcass, yes, is greater than him, is better than him. Okay? And what is she'en bo da'at? That does not have that adinut nefesh, that does not have that sensitivity, that caring, that understanding. Nevela tova hemenu. הרי התלמיד חכם הזה הוא למדן גדול. Yes, we're talking about a tremendous scholar. עם רוב המעלות של תלמיד חכם, with most of the midot, of most of the מעלות, yes, of the תלמיד חכם. אבל אם אין לו דעת זאת, שהיא מדרגה למעלה מן השכל האנושי, but if he doesn't have the דעת, which is a connection to his own essence, his own neshama, that resides above the intellect, חסרה החיות האמיתית ממקור הנשמה. So he's completely disconnected from the connection of the true life, which is, yes, the connection to his own soul, to his neshama.
So Talmid Chacham needs to be a bar da'at with everything.
בוודאי. עד כדי כך שנבלה טובה המנו, to the point that even a carcass, yes, is more valuable than him. הווה אומר, הדעת היא האדם שבאדם. So what are we saying? That the da'at is the adam, is the man within the man. Yes? And the comparison to the carcass is very interesting here. Because what is the purpose of a carcass?
What is the purpose of a carcass?
What's a carcass? The carcass is the bones of an animal that I've left over, right?
Yeah, it has no purpose. It just has tum'ah.
And yet the Talmid Chacham that does not have da'at, yes, the carcass is better than him. How is that possible? Chachamim are telling us something very important. The carcass is the leftover of an animal, which are the bones that are not eatable. But what is the purpose of those bones? Those bones bring structure to the organs.
Right.
So that we said that. So right. So the carcass, yes, that gives structure to the animal is a carcass is better than a Talmid Chacham that does not have da'at. Because if the Talmid Chacham does not have da'at, he doesn't have a structure. How do we know that the Talmid Chacham that doesn't have da'at does not have a structure? Because what gives structure to an individual? Perspective. If a person doesn't have perspective, or a person doesn't live in the emet, then he cannot have structure. It's not possible. Like the Rambam writes in Shmone Prakim, right? Therefore, what gives structure to an individual? His da'at. The da'at is what allows a person to now build himself up by being connected to what's above the sechel, which is the neshama, which is the da'at, and through that da'at now give structure and purpose to his life. So Talmid Chacham, which is a potential, that doesn't have da'at, that doesn't have structure, then the structure that is dead and left over is better than him. That's what Chachamim are telling us.
So why does it end off saying Adam Sheba Adam? It should say Tzura Sheba Adam.
Hai Gufa. That's exactly the point. Adam Apshat, the Adam that we're talking about, the individual. So what is the Adam, the structure? That's Atem Nikraim Adam, right? The Tzurat Adam. That's exactly the point. The Adam Sheba Adam is the Tzura Sheba Adam. That's exactly what he means. Okay? If not, you're Adama. Yeah.
Hazak Baruch. If you want to continue, my sons are here, and I can see the recording later.
I think that we just finished the second perek, so it's good to we'll start Be'ezrat Hashem the next perek Be'ezrat Hashem.
If you want to change the day, let me know. Okay. To Yom Tov, Pa'amayim Ki Tov.